Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of SpongeBob Now. Today, I will be talking about super evil aquatic villain team up as Go and Chum Fricassee. First, I'm going to talk about super evil aquatic villain team up as Go. Enjoy. In the beginning of the episode, SpongeBob is walking down a sidewalk and singing on his way to work, when suddenly, he hears a crying sound. He looks down an alley, where Plankton is crying. He explains to SpongeBob that he was crying because one of his inventions backfired again. SpongeBob then asks what the device was, and Plankton says it was a doomsday device. However, it did nothing but spark and fall apart. SpongeBob suggests hiring a friend to fix it, so Plankton looks in the phone book and finds Man Ray, but it is under fiends instead of friends. Plankton does not care, so he meets Man Ray and explains the plan. They then go to the Krusty Krab and demand the secret formula. When Mr. Krabs says that they will never get the formula of making Krabby Patties, Man Ray says that he thought it was a formula for world domination, but Plankton explains that if you control the fast food chain, you can control the world. Plankton then has Man Ray try a Krabby Patty to prove it, but Man Ray becomes addicted to them and demands more Krabby Patties without letting Plankton eat a single one. Meanwhile, SpongeBob tries to get Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy for help, but he fails many times. As he finally gets to them, he tells them, but they tell him that they cannot help him, leaving SpongeBob to be his own hero. SpongeBob then comes back to work to assist the tired Squidward and to be his own hero. He makes more Krabby Patties, in which Man Ray gets fat from. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy then come and arrest him, thus leaving Plankton to pay the bill for the Krabby Patties, and the episode ends with Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob, and Squidward all having a big laugh. Next, I'm going to talk about Chum Fricassee. Enjoy. After a long day of work, SpongeBob is shown upset about clocking out and ends up leaving before doing so. Squidward clocks them both out and begins to contemplate the surroundings of the Krusty Krab, only to find that he thinks it is disgusting, and that it has no doormat. Mr. Krabs, as usual, dismisses his comments as complaints and claims that Squidward would have no true experience on how to run his own restaurant. Squidward then retaliates by saying that if he started a restaurant, people would be waiting for years just to have a taste of his cooking. Mr. Krabs laughs at this statement as SpongeBob and Squidward depart from the Krusty Krab. Squidward continues his boasting and claims that with his cooking abilities, he can even make the Chum Bucket a success and make people come dine there. Plankton overhears this statement and rushes out of the Chum Bucket. He tries to grab Squidward's attention by hooking on to Squidward's skin near his scalp. Squidward pries Plankton off and initially refuses his offer, but when Mr. Krabs passes by and flat out says that he does not value him, Squidward accepts. Squidward tells SpongeBob that he is quitting his job at the Krusty Krab and enters the Chum Bucket. SpongeBob is left shocked at this. Though Squidward immediately jumps to decorating the Chum Bucket, Plankton reminds him that he hired Squidward to cook. Squidward pours a batch of chum into a large container. He claims that he can make even chum edible with his grandmother's secret recipe, yet it will take exactly 24 hours to cook. After 24 hours, Squidward places a plate of the chum on a plate for Plankton. Plankton is not amused at first, since the chum looks the same, but notes that it does not smell unpleasant. After tasting it, he claims he loves it. The chum leads to the opening of a new restaurant using Squidward as the chef in the same structure of the Chum Bucket. The restaurant is called Le Chum Bucket and the chum is called Chum Fricassee, prepared only by Squidward. Squidward becomes a big hit while the Krusty Krab appears to have no customers. At first, what looks like a customer at the Krusty Krab is later revealed to be a customer from the Le Chum Bucket. He was at the Krusty Krab because the Le Chum Bucket was full of customers. SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs sneak into the Le Chum Bucket as fancy customers, as they assume only fancy people dine there. Once they gain entry, Mr. Krabs warns SpongeBob that these are classier people and do not raise their voice as SpongeBob does. When they approach the reservation desk with Karen as the reservation seeker, Mr. Krabs makes up a fake alias to gain entry as Mr. Crumbled O Rapper. Karen does not see a reservation for a Sir Crumbled O Rapper, yet she does offer a reservation and seat within 2 years, which angers Mr. Krabs. Squidward enters the scene and annoyingly asks Karen what the problem is, but after seeing SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs in disguises, he fans their mustaches and reveals their true identities to everyone. He gets revenge on Mr. Krabs for his earlier treatment by taking them to the bathroom, where he places a tablecloth on the toilet rim, calling them suckers and gives them bon appetit in a very sarcastic tone, making the entire restaurant laugh at them. Humiliated and miserable, SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs leave while Plankton mocks them with his fortune, and the pair are left on the side of the street, with Mr. Krabs sobbing and SpongeBob comforting him. Meanwhile, in Le Chum Bucket, Squidward is signing autographs when he sees a long line of customers and asks Plankton where the next batch of Fricassee is. Plankton reminds him that the chum needs to be cooked for 24 hours, and the timer on the cooker says that there is still 1 hour remaining. Squidward simply declares that he does not care if the chum is not ready and orders Plankton to serve it to the customers anyway. Back outside, a fish who had ordered takeout chum sees SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs and gives it to them out of pity. SpongeBob tries some of it, and, seeing it taste so good, forgets what a Krabby Patty is. Mr. Krabs also takes a bite and decides that they are doomed because of how delicious it tastes and balls in misery with his life ruined. The success of Le Chum Bucket eventually gets to Squidward's paternal grandmother, Granny Tentacles, much to her dismay. She is enraged at Squidward for cooking her recipe not just without her permission, but also incorrectly, using her walker to smash Squidward's foot several times. Squidward lies and says that it was Plankton's idea to serve the undercooked chum. However, Plankton is not having it and throws the blame back at Squidward by reminding him how he told him that he did not care if the food was ready or not. Squidward admits this, still not seeing the big deal. After smashing Squidward's foot again, Granny Tentacles explains that if the chum is not properly cooked for exactly 24 hours, it will cause severe stomach issues. This enrages the customers, who are prompted by Granny Tentacles to destroy and burn down Le Chum Bucket in retributions, leaving both Plankton and Squidward devastated. Granny Tentacles reappears, angrily stating to her scared grandson that she hopes that he learned his lesson about misusing her recipe and stomps in his foot again for his wrongful acts. Squidward and Plankton cry over their failures in pain and despair. SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs admire the events of the destroyed Chum Bucket. Mr. Krabs has learned his lesson and decides to rehire Squidward. He promotes him to be their new doormat as punishment, while Squidward is in pain, but is pleased with customers stepping on him, ending the episode. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Goodbye everyone.